don't tell Westminster PD you're suing them, because then they gotta go harder at you. So we'll see what happens. A lot of people are gonna get it, from Elon Musk to Neuralink to the FBI agent involved, Secret Service agent involved, unless somebody actually closes the case. Because I keep telling them the only way to close it is actually talk to me, because you go to anybody else, you're gonna get funneled into the trafficking ring. But Westminster PD, Garden Grove PD, Orange County Sheriff's Department. I was in that jail for 8 months. There 8 months. District Attorney's Office. Neglect to prevent. That's something I'm not allowed to do. If I tell you that this is going on, you can't just say it's a delusion. If I say I'm being trafficked, by law you have to investigate. So you don't get out of that. If Pinnacle says you have to investigate and you say no, I'm not, then you get a deprivation of rights lawsuit. With the people who are involved know that Neuralink sets everybody up, so if they get arrested and they're gonna say, well, he did this, so they can get off of it, you have to get the evidence and give it to somebody who wasn't involved at all and have them do the arrest. But even with that, I mean, everything they're doing is extortion. It's illegal, so you can't legally extort somebody. Sorry. Just know that the same people everybody's working for, the same people who are setting them up. If I was a cop, I would just arrest them. You know what? That's tough, because they listen to your thoughts, so it makes it hard. Damn. Anyway, I got some stuff I got to figure out. I only wrote down Elon Musk, Neuralink, Starlink, and OpenAI on the civil lawsuit form. RICO. You know RICO's from what's that TV show called? I forgot what it was. It's a famous investigation show. She's in Detroit, Chicago. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. But they're for lawsuits too. They're for getting everybody involved with the gang organization, not just a couple people. It's for going for everybody. So I gotta type out my own RICO case, and big. It's gonna. Sorry, that's not funny. It's not funny. I can't laugh at anything right now. It's not the best time for that. But I was walking around, so I wanted to get some words out. It's frustrating. I'm sorry for anybody who's going through anything right now. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be joking about anything. I love you guys. I love everybody. I'm sorry any of you guys got stuck in the situation. Situation. Let's say Al Capone has his criminal empire, right? And then you take out some of the drug dealers or some of his hitmen or whatever like that, and then you go up the ladder and get that person. But nobody ever knows who's behind him, or who's behind that group, or who's behind that group, right? So I was getting recruited for the highest position in the universe. Or highest position on Earth first, and then highest position in the universe afterwards. So I got insight on a lot of things. Like even Neuralink didn't know what was going on. Right? They're listening to my thoughts. They had to go back and they've gone back so many times to the beginning to figure out what I was thinking or see what was on my phone when I was receiving subliminal messages from God, or I had people taunting me in my phone. The military had the ability to do the same stuff. Everybody's kind of helping Neuralink put themselves on a higher level by going to them when I was the one on top, right? God appoints me at this position, right? Neuralink's staff's down here. When everybody who should be with me goes to them, and they climb on top of them, use everybody to hold me back, because I can't do anything if I'm trying to save people, and those people are all with the people who are doing everything. But you didn't know. Neuralink's controlling every side. They want to run every side. If there's a storyline, they want to be the good guys and the bad guys in the bank robbery. They want to be the police. They want to be the bank teller. They want to be the bank robbers. They want to be the witnesses, the hostages. They want to be the ones who decide what everybody does throughout the entire story. And that's what they're doing in this situation. And when you don't listen to them, they threaten you, or they have people surrounding you, funnel you into concentration locations where you're abused until you have the thought process that they want you to have. So Neuralink wants to pretend like they did know what was going on the whole time. Now, there was one point where they said since I was hiding my thoughts, I figured out how to hide my thoughts from them. Thinking under the thoughts, they couldn't hear it. Then they added deep mind. So with deep mind, they could get everything, right? And I couldn't hide anything from them. So before deep mind, I was like, they're extremely out of touch with the world. Social skills is not really there. So I could say things, they wouldn't understand it at all. Like, they only know when I'm making a joke because they'll show whatever I said to somebody else. When that person laughs, then they know it, then they get upset. But, you know, just like I said, Neuralink confused everybody, they manipulated everybody. Elon Musk's pedophile club and being on their side using the computer brain interface. They did the same thing with everybody else. Every character is them. They pretend to be on your side, they're not. No voices are on your side. Lying at every turn. Every turn. They'll lie to you if you don't know something. It's just like NASA with space, right? SpaceX just makes up stuff and gives it to them. Or Elon Musk makes up stuff and SpaceX gives it to them. Like when they blew up some stuff in space, they told them the black hole blew up. That's not what happened. But they told NASA that. They showed them footage of what looked like it. So that's what they go with, right? They do that same thing with everything. Like Elon Musk told people God was inside of him. That's not how it works. Elon Musk is the kind of person who likes to live other people's lives. Sit back, so he has an idea, let's take it from him. This is what I'm doing now, you know, over and over again. They do this thing too. They want everybody to be on their side. So I talk shit to Neuralink. I was talking shit to the people who were in my phone controlling everything. So if I say something to them, I say shut the fuck up. They pass it to the police. Say this is what Darion said to you guys. They did that the whole time. They have this extreme loser mindset. They do stuff like that. They want to cause confusion amongst other people. And if you see that COINTELPRO diagram where it shows the two panthers going against each other and they're controlled by strings or like puppeted, that's what it is. You just lie to people, get everybody to go against each other. It's in the dictionary as under divide and conquer. You get everybody to go against each other so they can't unify to fight the real threat. That's what it is. Because everybody going against me is supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to protect the area when human traffickers come in to rob everybody. And again, they took the Klan principles, they took the evil principles, and basically just say we're going to add as much immaturity as possible to it. It's their thought processes. The artificial intelligence actually replicates their personality into the artificial intelligence. A lot of people got it. With me, they had to lie a lot because I was figuring out stuff. Oh, one thing they did too is when they first got here especially, everything I would see is subconscious. So if I'm having a conversation with you, you're talking to me, all I see is subconscious intentions. That's from all my studying. Not just that, I went through some stuff and my brain was kind of messed up. I had to fix it, and everything I was studying every day, just analyzing stuff left and right, that's all I would see. So they said they had to start decoding everything subconsciously or decoding everything in psychology. So they were wrong about a lot of it. I still remember open demons basically would just make fun of people, psychology. I thought it was funny on my end, but then I realized that they were just basically doing it to make fun of people. And of course I get blamed for everything, and they're talking trash to people once again 24/7, and it's a Darion character. I'm never talking to people directly on this thing, or almost ever. They talk about Vigo all the time. I'll say something to him or Nolan or Vincent or Lena. Those are probably, or Tommy. Those are the ones who they have talking most of the time in regards to me. But I know it's not them directly. A lot of times it's threats. Oh, Nolan doesn't want you to do this. It's not that. It's if you do that, we're gonna punish him for it. And that's how Monkey Mind Pong works. Everybody's being held hostage and punished, and then they don't always see it as punishment. They see it as punishment from Monkey Mind Pong. They'll have somebody give somebody a blowjob, and They may see it as they're in a sex club, they're in the Illuminati, and that's just what they're told their responsibility has to be, or that they're being sex trafficked and they have to do something they don't want to do. And don't get me wrong, they don't want to do it. Nobody wanted to do it. None of these kids ever planned on ever giving an adult or any guy a blowjob ever. But that's what Neuralink wanted to be involved with. They saw sexuality involved with the situation and said, there's sex involved, we want to be involved. So they got involved. They wanted to be able to talk sexual to people. Said they never had anybody to talk sexual with. So when sexual talk was a thing, they gave me Blue Chew. I was talking a lot, and they spread it, tried to sexualize people. And they said they wanted to be involved with conversation and in action. I was saying they had an immaturity to everything. Like, I got this thing inside me saying Neuralink, like they're a damn Pokemon. They think it's funny. I mean, for the longest they were trying to just get people to just agree with them, to laugh with them, be on their side. Oh, and a lot of times, since this technology is stolen, they didn't know how to use it. So there's some things they didn't want me to know about, they didn't want me to hear. I got to hear it anyway, because they didn't know how to stop it. But they've kind of mastered it now for the most part. So I don't hear everything that's going on, but I broke down almost everything they were doing on my own, to the point to where they said, all right, we're just going to start giving you information and pretending like we gave you all of it, or add stuff to whatever you figure out and say we did all of it for you. They haven't done anything for me at all. Not one thing. Neuralink hasn't done one thing for me. But they pretend like this is a platform and they're supporting everybody. They're not at all. They're only supporting themselves and Elon Musk. I think preyed on the kids a lot more than you know. So they know that the kids don't want it to get out, that they have to do stuff like this. And I know some of them may have gotten upset with me for talking about it. The kids are forced to watch some of the things that I say, so Neuralink can have a reason to concentrate them through sexual punishment. But if you're being sex trafficked, it's not something I can just keep in, especially when I can't talk to you because you're being concentrated. I walked up on Nolan, sitting in his car. I saw him. I was passing by these kids' houses, hoping that I would see him, so I could talk to him. And I can't just walk up and knock on the door because, Westminster PD is forcing everybody to call them, Garden Grove PD, with a constructive narrative to try to make me look as bad as possible so they can give it to psych doctors or give it to the judge and make me look bad. That's strategy. But I walked up on Nolan when he was sitting in his car. Nolan did not want to talk to me at all. Get away from me, never come to my house again. Stuff like that on repeat. Wouldn't let me get a word out. Neuralink actually tells them not to talk to me, not to listen to anything I have to say. So that's what he does. And it's like, I'm trying to save your life. They told everybody they have to tell me not to go to houses. I mean, there's people I've known, like a family who I'd known for like 7-8 years, and I went to them to go talk to them, knocked on the door. The next thing you know, Westminster PD's going to schools, telling them I'm showing up to families' houses and causing trouble. That's not what it was. When people are being sex trafficked, you're supposed to go the extra mile to try to help them, if that's the kind of person you are. But that's the narrative they put out. I have to look as bad as possible, make me look like a tourist, like I don't know anybody. I'm just bugging everybody. But on here, on the link phone, I can hear it when Nolan has to go through my Twitter account and take information that I have and give it to other people as if he came up with it or as if CJ came up with it. He realizes that I'm doing everything and realizes that the people that he's with are doing everything on the bad side. I'm doing everything on the good side. So he's not able to leave. Like they just said yesterday, he thought about running for the door. Neuralink said it. And they say, can't escape or something like that. Because he had the thought of running through the door and looked at it but didn't do it and said he didn't want to leave Vigo behind. And it's frustrating because they won't let him leave until they have the thought process of, I'm not going to talk to Darion, he's not doing anything for us, or he's the reason why we're in the situation, something like that, before they're allowed to go. But that's how the concentration process works. Nolan, don't get me wrong, I love you. That's why I was at your house trying to save you. Same thing with Vigo. I wish I knew where Tommy lived. I've only been to his house one time, dropping him off. I don't remember. He was in the 8th grade at the time, so can't get to him and Lena. Vincent, don't know where you live. They told me you live right next to Ben. Sat outside in my car. Didn't see anything, any movement, but they said if I'm outside, they're not gonna let you go outside anyway, so I wouldn't know which house it is. I've been trying, and anybody I can actually get to, they haven't been going through anything recently, so it's like a lot of people, if they see everybody else is doing it, everybody else is covering it up, and they see me, they're not going to want to stick their neck out and try to stop it because they haven't gone through anything, and they know if they try and they fail, it could be their life or their safety. They could be abused for trying and failing. But you have to trust me. That's the thing. You don't get punished for me saying your name or saying that I love you guys. Again, I've had the opportunity to listen to quite a few of you when I was locked up. I heard Vincent's story. Nothing I could do about it. I was locked up. Where he's sitting in the house, refusing to come outside. So they didn't really mess with him until they caught him. They set traps for you. They're invading schools. So they could make sure they get to anybody they want to get to. He was punished for training with me, even if it was that one day. And that's how they were doing it. They said anybody had influence over, anybody I trained with, they were going to force them to give people blowjobs. So I was trying to get everybody out of the situation. That's why I'm not training right now, unless I get somebody who says they're willing to help fight back. But even with that, they'll offer you a blowjob, or they'll intimidate you, and you think you got to do it. So no matter what, I'm trying to get you guys out of the situation. Even if the district attorney's office in Orange County doesn't care, even if there's police officers or police departments or the sheriff's department that doesn't care, who aren't going to put you guys first because they don't know you. I know all of you, so that's one thing all of you guys have in common for the most part. I know they've gone out and they've got other kids throughout the area or young adults throughout the area to be involved, thinking it's a sex club, and you just have to give some of these guys blowjobs every once in a while, but then they allow you to have sex with your friends. So they're using those people to cover everything up. But I'm not going to forget you guys. I'm not going to forget the area. They owe me a shitload of money. They owe you guys. But you're not allowed to think about you guys getting paid unless I get close to it. Then you guys are supposed to think about it. Instead, you guys can't think about getting anything out of this. But if I talk about it and they say Darion's trying to take all the money, that's not what it is. Don't worry about it. You got you. All the police officers who are involved with the situation, the ones that are sitting in the kids' lives, the ones who told them they couldn't be around me and they had to be in the club with them. These guys were offered a law enforcement sex club, which means that the kids have to give them blowjobs, the kids have to hang out with them. Like I said before, Neuralink said that it looked like fun hanging out with them and they wanted to be able to hang out with the kids. So they started copying everything that I was doing. My personality, everything about me, so I can just get them involved with them. This is basically me being robbed of my entire life, and copying my business, and having anybody who supported me is forced to support them, while they have this new Darion character. They're using CJ again to cover up the white supremacy. And I mean, they've killed kids for not wanting to be in CJ's life, or not wanting to be in Ty Doe's life. Any kids that don't want to suck dick or don't want to give them blowjobs, they have to die. They claim to have killed little Brandon, the one who said, I got my target right there when I was playing in the beginning of my intros. They claim they got big Brandon too. The other one who was in the program at the time, Josh Lee, who was there in the beginning as well, because he didn't want to be involved with helping them play mind games with me. I don't know if Brandon's gone, but they played out the scenarios. When I was locked up, they played it out with little Brandon. He refused. I don't know, because I haven't talked to him initially. At a Richard fan, same thing. He didn't want to be with them. Ty Doe, they just said when I was walking up the stairs a second ago, Ty Doe said Vigo's his. Neuralink's organizing everything, but they promised Ty Doe he could have Richard and Vigo as sex slaves for his role.
and stopping my launch. Bollocks. They were calling anybody I worked with, policy partners, doing the same thing, or talking to anybody who was in my program, stopping people from showing up, or controlling the parents, saying this is what Darion's thinking, this is what you need to do, stuff like that. And everybody who's involved is extremely corrupt. Police officers have killed kids, military personnel has killed kids. There's all the kids who are watching my live stream, people who screenshot it. They're forcing kids to get blowjobs and then going through their phone, deleting evidence. There's a lot that's happened. And they're all doing everything they can to cover it up because they don't want to get arrested. They got police departments backing them. Westminster PD, Garden Grove PD. Like, I can't walk into Westminster and have to talk to the supervisor without somebody who's involved coming up to stop me. Or Garden Grove is the same thing. Trying to get out of the situation. Whenever they have a group, Tydo infiltrates the group, or they have somebody else infiltrate the group, separate everybody, divide and conquer, same thing. Then they'll get them to go to a concentration, if they don't submit, they kill them. They don't want to get blowjobs, they kill them. This is what they're doing. This is protocol. It's the Ku Klux Klan. They're evil. They're the people who went around lynching black people for being too intelligent, or not submitting to slavery, or not submitting to segregation, or not submitting to their deprivation of their rights. And they're doing the same thing. They feel the same way about Asians. Tydo sold out the Asian community, sold out the city. CJ sold out the school district. So Neuralink says they own all of it. Anything that I had in my life, or anything that I was, I plan on supporting, or anybody I plan on supporting, they said they own them. Conversation said Vigo had to be a sex slave till he's 38, or 28, or 25, or 35, sorry. And then the FBI agent, 20 or 37. They're all just in on it. Extreme corruption. And they lie to their departments. Anybody tries to investigate, they try to help funnel them in, or they work with Neuralink to get other people to help funnel them in. They got people in the community. You go to their houses to talk to them, potential witnesses or victims, and it's always a setup. Anybody who's not me is a setup. Anybody who knows about the situation like that, they use you to set up anybody who tries to help out or who wants to be free. Holocaust protocol. They did the same thing in the Holocaust. You think you're about to get away, you're going with somebody who's leading you astray. It's the exact same thing, same people. Well, not the same people all the way. They're ancestors. So Elon Musk's ancestors. That's why he says he owns America. They went to Africa, when they went to pillage Africa, rob them of everything they had, and enslave Africans in the 1500s, and they settled down in Africa, moved a bunch of their people. That's why Elon Musk is South African. But if you look up his family tree, you'll see that they're from Great Britain. Some of them were in the military, and that's what they did. That's why he says he owns America, or he says it's his birthright to be able to take over the world, or have everything that anybody else has to be on top. He says his name carries prestige, and that's what he said. And I know everybody's not going to believe it because they didn't experience it, but I have an experience, right? If somebody gets raped, you can't say, oh, well, I didn't get raped, so it didn't happen. But that's how a lot of people stop them from making this Holocaust situation where it grows, because they're targeting Asians again for sex trafficking the same way they were doing American or Africans for. Let's say they're targeting Asians for sex trafficking the same way they did Africans for labor trafficking. They want to make it something that's global to where Asians have to do it. They said they were changing Asian culture. And this is something they started a long time ago with the army personnel, the Garden Grove base, and the military recruiters. And it's military. But they're being controlled by people on the other side. Elon Musk, Neuralink, they're being told what to do as well. But that's how the pyramid works. They're on top, and it trickles down, and these guys are basically just doing everything that the Klan would do as the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan is who's controlling everybody, and Neuralink's controlling them. I told everybody a long time ago with the kids, all Darren has to do is say everything that's going on, and something's gonna happen, or Darren's gonna break through the door and save you guys. Well, I'm not even aware of where they are, but I can't. Some of the kids think that I can just say that kids are dead, or the kids are being sex trafficked, and people can just come in to help. They would have to contact me and use me, because they've had so many of the kids receive or give blowjobs to police officers while they were in uniform, and try to intimidate them or pretend like they're there to save them and not actually be there to save them, just to punish them for trying to get free, and nobody knows when the right time is. So it's not as easy as you think. There's police officers who are involved with murdering the kids, so they're covering it up, right? Just like in other countries, they get the police officers to do it, or throughout history, they've got the police officers to do it. It's the exact same thing. Normally, somebody in my situation, they say, you tell them the Illuminati, you have to die. My situation different. As I told you in the last video, God's inside of me. Devil's inside of me. Both of them are inside of me. Nobody's inside Elon Musk, even though he tells people they are. That's just how it works. You can't kill me, because then you lose everything that you worked hard for. Everybody loses everything if I die. So that's why I can say what I want and survive. Unless they decide, fuck it, I'm just gonna sabotage or sacrifice the entire world and get rid of Dario. Though they can't kill me like they would want to, they can kill other people. So I've been forced to feel it. Steven to win. They got him, made me feel a sharp pain in my head. I was in jail watching a movie. They said, we know how much you loved him, so we wanted you to feel it. Another thing, Peyton Guerrero over at Ocean View. Steven was at Marina. Peyton, he was listening in on what I had going on, and then I guess he was with the military recruiters. They picked him up and was forcing him to give somebody a blowjob, and then they stabbed him, and I felt this sharp pain in my side. Neuralink uses this technology for their white supremacy slavery torture game. This is about torturing me. They said they want to be as fucked up as possible. They want to be evil. They want to be the bad guys. They're doing the occult practices. I've had to feel somebody castrated. I actually felt a tear across my testicles, and that was them castrating somebody. That was earlier, but they're doing it. They're doing all of it. And there's no hope until I can find somebody who's willing to actually help us out and willing to work with me, and not with Neuralink. When Neuralink invades them and tells them not to listen to them.